Okay, so I was asked a question, and I want to try to answer it in a both technical and non-technical way. The question was, why does water drip out of the bottom of the car in the summertime? And it'd be okay for that. I know it's the air conditioner, they tell me, but they don't understand why the air conditioning causes it to drip. And it's a pretty simple one. First of all, think about going into your refrigerator and grabbing a can of pop or whatever and walking outside on a hot and humid day and sitting down on your porch. And you put it down on the table, and what happens to it? It gets wet on the outside. And if you put it down on a wooden table, Mama's going to get mad at you. You need to use a coaster, okay? So we can't have that. But the reason it gets moist is because there's air in the, excuse me, that didn't come out right. There is moisture in the air. And what happens is when it comes in contact with the cold surface of that can, it condenses the moisture right on the surface of the can. And you get enough of that and it drips down the side of the can, makes a ring on your nice furniture, and then again, Mama gets mad. Can't have that. So, same thing is happening in the car. Underneath the glove box over there, well, you can't really see it from here because it's behind the dashboard, is part of the air conditioning system. It's called an evaporator core, and it's like a little tiny radiator. And this is a device that gets cold in the car, and the blower fan blows air through that, and it cools the air. Actually, it's removing the heat from the air, and it's carrying the heat out to the front of the car where it dumps it off at what's called a condenser coil. Excuse me. But the part that gets cold, what happens is that air is being pumped through that little radiator is leaving its moisture on the outside of that evaporator core. And so that drips down off the bottom of the evaporator core and lands in a special tray in the bottom of the box that thing is in. And that tray has a little drain and a hose attached to it that goes outside the car and drips down, usually behind the right front wheel in this country anyway. That's where we see it normally. So depending upon how moist it is outside, will determine how much that drips. But don't worry about it, because it's good if it's dripping. It's not so good if it gets clogged up and then all of a sudden you start hearing sloshing in the dashboard as you're turning left and right. And when that happens, usually at some point a passenger or the driver is going to get wet feet when they go around a bend, and that's not a good thing to happen. Usually that's not that hard to fix, but in any case, I hope I explained it well enough, the way that moisture condenses on something that's cold, okay? If you have any other questions, either email me at greg@motor-works.com or give us a call, 301-424-2800, and I'll try to answer your questions, okay? Take care now, bye.